Hello and welcome to today's Starseed Healing Circle. Take 2, because take 1, today's been a very interesting day so far. Take 1, I had forgotten to plug my microphone in and so no sound recorded. Anyway, here we are, take 2. As I mentioned in the previous one, which you wouldn't know about, today it's raining, and I've been told by our guides that we are working with the Book of Doors cards, which we've done before. So Book of Doors I've got ready here, and we're working with the Wands of Horus cards. But what we're going to do is we're going to be adding on to that tuning forks as well. And so it is raining at the moment, and I'm going to have to see how the universe is going to play with me. So if I find that the rain is picking up too strong on the sound and we can't hear the sound of the tuning forks, I may have to just wait a little bit later until the rain stops. It has quietened down a little bit, so we'll see how it goes. So let's see how we fit it all together. Basically, we've got our a Book of Doors card that'll be placed down. I've already got these in place. A Wands of Horus card goes on top of that. And so as we know, the Wands of Horus cards, they've got a toroidal field, a Taurus field, and it's orgonite, tachyon energy, and obviously the hieroglyph, radiesthesia, and everything. So there's a huge amount of information that goes into that. And so what we'll then do is the tuning fork goes onto a box, and the card underneath the box. And so when we hit the tuning fork, the sound frequency goes through into the cards, little stack that we have. And so for each card, I'll be doing the tuning fork 3 times. And so that'll send a sound frequency out that will combine with this as well. So it's going to be an interesting session today. Let's hope the universe plays with me. And then what I will do is I will have, with each time I have a new card combination up, I will just put an image up of that so that you can follow along with where we are within the meditation space. So let's start with the tuning. The light code for today is Starlight, and so we're getting connected to our stardust nature, our starseed nature, and our connection to the stars, and also how the stars are influencing us. So close your eyes, perhaps take a few deep breaths in and out, and just take a moment to decide and choose what would you like to work on in today's session. What would you like to receive? What would you like to send away or let go of? What would you like to manifest? What would you like to heal? What do you want to bring into your life? And when you feel ready, open your eyes and just allow your eyes to rest on the light code, or perhaps trace the code with your eyes like it's a labyrinth, and focus on your goal and what it is that you would like to let go of, what it is that you would like to receive. Spend as much time here as you need, and when you are ready, you may unpause the video if you have paused it. So let's have a look at our setup for today. So we have, maybe I can switch video on. So we have our spread, and we've got our cards ready. So this is the whole spread, and I'll just zoom into each of them. The spread that we use for the Book of Doors consists of this pyramid shape structure. The top level, where there's one card, is your spiritual level. The next level down is the mental level. Then we've got the emotional level, and then the physical level. And basically what we want to do is we want to see how all the cards interact with each other from between levels, if you can connect the space between one card and another. So I'll start working from the top, and I may then start bouncing around with some of the others, but I will try and keep this section short because we've got 25 slides to work through, which is quite a bit. And then the sound section has to come in. The sound, I estimate it's going to be about maybe 20-30 minutes long, and you really want to tune into that and you want to be able to sit and meditate on that and allow the frequencies to settle in for you. So I don't want to spend too much time here on the reading aspect, because then this video is going to be probably very, very long, but let's see what we can do. Okay, so our first card that we have, this is on the spiritual level, so this is our guiding principle, is Kematef. Now, Kematef is like the Ouroboros that we have in Greek mythology. It's about immortality, it's about something that is fulfilled. So it's sort of something that comes to end of its time. There's no more need for something. It's continuity, and we're basically starting from scratch. So we finished the cycle, time to move on. I think we have had this in the previous session as well. And so it's always interesting, in fact, if you can look back to the previous readings that I've done, because I have found that there's a specific pattern that's following through for the Starseed group. And it's quite interesting to see how this is going. So there's a renewal of energy here, new beginnings. We're finishing off an old cycle and starting a new one. Then our thought patterns from the past that has influenced us, and that is still influencing us as we are going along. And this is Udjit, and she's actually facing out of the spread. So if we just look back to here, she's facing away, she's facing into the past. Osiris is also facing into the past. So there's something happening here on a mental level from the past that's still affecting us. So Udjit is about spiritual awakening, it's about enlightenment. There is a magical protection and power connection here, and it's associated with royalty. So the Udjit usually would be sitting on the crown of the pharaoh to protect him or her. So there's some protection and enlightenment that came from the past that's still influencing us. Then our future guidance that we have here talks about a death and the resurrection. Osiris is about that death, dying, coming into a new space. So when I look at the Kematef, that says we've got the cycle going and now we're finishing it off. Now we've got Osiris. Sorry, I'm also just looking down because I've got the spread in front of me. So now we've got Osiris that's saying, okay, now there's a death to the old and there's a resurrection, we're starting something new, and there's a new revelation coming our way. Then our past use of emotional energy is the Unut 425. So this is the gates, the last or the final gates as we go into the underworld. It's usually the darkest hours before the sun comes up, so it's like the dawn time. It could indicate illness or suffering. It could also indicate like the lowest point within the cycle. Now remember, this is our emotional state in the past. And so even though we had Udjit protecting us, which is really important because it's serpent coming up again and again and again, we've hit that low point emotionally, which is still affecting us, or we're still working through with that. But then here, the bridge quality, this is sitting in the center of the spread. This one is Nu. Nu is the creator god. He's the one who is created from nothing into something. So it's almost like if we look at Om as the void, the infinite void of nothingness, and Ong is that something that is created out of nothing. Nu is that space. Nu is the void. Nu is the nothing, which then begins something new. And so this usually indicates that there's some far-reaching possibilities, some new beginnings as well. So we're all stepping into some new territory here. And then our new, for our future, or the wishes or expectations that we want, is our set, and our set is Isis. Isis is sitting in the reeds with Horus on the laps, and here again we've got Udjit, double Udjit protecting. And so there's again a magical protection over here. Isis is also the goddess of alchemy and magic, and it's about inspiration and creativity, and really like honoring female principles. So allowing ourselves to receive, be receptive within this new energy. Then we move on into the physical, and our past actions is Atum. Now Atum is the creative power. So this is the creator god. he created everything. He created himself first, and then he projected himself out into the world. So somewhere in the past we have started some creation, whatever this may be, and most likely we are wanting to take this creation through. And so just also looking at how it fits in with the other cards. So I would say this creation, something that we started that we probably didn't finish, we are getting to the point where we want to finish that now. Then our ideals and aspirations is Satet, and this is about purification. So getting clarity, getting inspiration, getting our focus in, like for really focusing the energy and taking what we started with Atum and now guiding that through, finishing it off, putting the focus onto this so that we can project that out into the world, getting our energies out into the world. And then we've got the next card down is Ra, and so this is our implementation of our decisions. How are we going to implement this? And so Ra is also, it's about that creative power. It's about really going forward towards success, overcoming our obstacles, releasing any danger, and getting ready to really move on with whatever this project is. And then our final card is Immortality, and Immortality is the healer god. So this is all about healing. So whatever this project is, most likely is related to healing in some way, shape or form. Whether it's a new course, a new healing modality, a new project associated with healing. Perhaps it is working on your own healing. But this journey that we're on here is definitely, is basically showing us that there's very new territory here. And yeah, definitely some new space, some new things that we may not have considered before, or it is something that's uncharted territory for us. What I then did was I got dials to check what ones of Horus cards needed to go where on which ones, so that's going to bring us a balancing point. I'll move through these very quickly. So on Kematef we have Ba, which is your personality. So on a personality level, Ba is also the part that carries your soul off to the afterworld after you pass. So this Kematef, which is the beginning and the end and new cycle, the Ba is creating that space for us to step into this new energy. Udjit is bringing our clearing energy in. So we're clearing the past. This is on the mental level, so that we can make space for the future. Then we've got on our Osiris, we've got the receive card, so allowing us to receive this death, and then the resurrection that comes with that, so that we may step into this new space. Unut 4-5, that darkest hour, this is from the past. We've got the Chet on here, which is all about protection. So it's just reiterating that even though we had our darkest hour, we had our lowest point in the past that took us to where we are here, it is bringing healing for us. Then on Nu, interesting, we've got the bridge over here. We call it the bridge because this is the central card, and it's the one that connects the spirit to the physical, and it represents you. And this is the void, and the card that sits on top of this is the union card. So this is about uniting the outside world, the inside world, the top, the bottom, and front and back and things like that. So it's an interesting one to have unity over here. It takes us into unity consciousness as well. Our set has the Ren card on. Ren is your true name. This is one of the 9 bodies, and your true name is something that's known only to, well, traditionally, if we look at ancient Egyptian mythologies and traditions, the parents would know the name and the priest would know the name of the child. This is the true name, and they would keep that secretly safe and tucked away in the temple, because they believed if someone controls your true name, they can control you. And interesting that it would be sitting on our set. Oh, okay, very interesting. So we've got our set, Isis. Isis wanted to control Ra at one stage, which is actually the card that's sitting just underneath her, and she basically bullied or got the name from Thoth, Chehuti, and she used that name then to trick or to control Ra, to help her. Oh, and we've got Osiris here, to help her resurrect Osiris. And it's interesting that above our set on both sides we've got Osara above her and then Ra underneath her, and so they're all connected. And I actually didn't see this until now because, as always, I'm just doing my analysis as I'm going. And so that true name, perhaps it is perhaps your true name will be revealed to you through this work that we are doing. So yeah, pay attention to that one and just see what comes up for you. Then we've got Atum, which is Netanetaru, and we've got Netanetaru also on Imhotep. So that sort of it takes the two corners of the triangle and it really anchors them in. Netanetaru says anything's possible. We can do anything we need to do. And then we've got Satet, which is that light that we're shining on, and we've got the Radiance card. So again, we can't really make this stuff up. The Radiance card sitting on Satet to say that we're bringing the focus and that radiance in. Then we've got Ra, which is about awareness, and so our awareness is again coming into our creative power, into our protective and creative power. Perhaps there's an illumination, something new coming, and we are going to become aware of that. And then Imhotep has Netanetaru on it to say that we are ready to receive. Okay, so that is all. I kept this all as short as I possibly can. And so I'm hoping the rain would maybe subside a little bit, because I've got tuning forks ready and I really want to get into the sound aspect of this. So from your perspective, what you're going to be doing is you'll be sitting in meditation. If you want to, you may keep your eyes open and just look at the screen. And what I will do is on screen, I will display the card stack that is so something like this or that. I will just put that up on screen so that you can see which card we are working with the tuning fork at the time while I'm doing this healing session. And then I will see you on the other side. So get yourself comfortable and decide if your eyes are going to be open or closed. If you want to, yeah, I would just say get comfortable. And if you have made notes about what the cards are about, perhaps you can use the time, because there's going to be 3 pings, so maybe about a minute or 2 per card. I don't know yet, we'll soon find out. But perhaps you could use the time to journal about each of the cards as well, insights that come up while you hear the sound and you have the visual. So that's perhaps one way to do it. Other way to do it is maybe to lie down and just to soak it up and have eyes closed. And another way to do it is to just meditate and just see what comes up.